everybody, this is Allie. Welcome back to my channel, Color Mama 360. It's time for another video, so good morning, good night, good middle of the night, depending on when you're watching. Today's video is my summer haul video. If you're new to my channel, I do my hauls seasonally, so they tend to be quite on the larger side because they're everything that I've picked up over the last few months. Now, I did recently do a feedback form when I hit my year mark on YouTube asking you guys if you wanted me to keep the hauls seasonal, even if you may see things on the channel throughout those months as I'm picking them up and using them. And the consensus on that feedback was to keep doing them seasonal, even if you may see repeats. So I'm going to continue doing them seasonal for now, and I'll check back in with you guys probably next year around the same time to see if this format is still working for everybody. I personally don't have too much of a preference. I just love being able to share with you guys my thoughts on some of the things that I have picked up and to give you ideas for things that you might want to add to your coloring collection. So um, let's go ahead and get started today. Now, I did also do a poll on the channel asking you guys if you wanted any sort of extras while we go through these books. I do tend to pick up a lot of books that other people have seen already, and there was a bit of a mixed bag on that. So the options were show you my favorite page in the book, show you the next page I want to color, or no extras. And the one that did end up pulling out on top was to show you my favorite page in each book. So if you are one of the people that wanted no extras, feel free to skip ahead where necessary. And I am hoping to keep that portion still pretty simple and short. I've gone through and marked all the pages if my sticky tabs have stayed in. So I'm not going to dwell on each page or anything like that. I'll still try to get through things pretty quickly. All right, we are going to go ahead and start with supplies today. So the first supply that I picked up were some distress oxides, and I picked these up after watching a video by Color with Claire. I will try to remember to link her channel in the description, but these are a little bit different than the distress ink. So let me show you. These are my distress inks. And I think that these feel a lot creamier, which was kind of how Claire had described them. So I was able to find some on sale at Michael's. I think they were like buy one, get one, 50% off or something like that. And I picked up a couple colors. Let me put the colors together so that you can kind of see my thought process behind this. But um, I decided to do kind of a little bit of different hues of the blue and different hues of the purple so that they could be used together. And I am liking them quite a bit more than I like the distress inks. I don't use those very frequently, but I still haven't used them on a ton of pages yet. A lot of times that's because they don't erase like, say, soft pastel or something like that. So I was going to say you, but I personally would usually mask my page if I'm going to use these, depending on what the illustration is. So those are the first supply that I picked up. Next is one that you guys would have already seen. So I got the Master Color Palette Library by Johanna Stone. Now this is just one of the card decks that I have. I will try to remember to insert a picture of where I keep all the other ones, but you guys already know that I printed these out, cut them, laminated them, all of that fun stuff. So I've really enjoyed using those. And I will put that picture in right here to show you where I keep the other ones. All right, and then I also picked up the Derwent electric eraser. Now I had the Montmartre electric eraser and it wasn't working very well. I do think that the battery was probably getting low, but I had already changed the battery several times in that one. So I don't know for sure what was going on, but I heard that a lot of people weren't having that issue with the Derwent, so I went ahead and picked that up. That definitely gets used a lot. Next, I picked up a set of Artistro black and white dual tip markers. Now, they're not all in here, but as you can see, they are, I have the two colors, and then there's a brush tip on one end and a fine tip on the other. So those are working okay. I would say the white is still pretty, I never know what that word is that I'm looking for, but it takes a couple layers to cover up lines if that's what you're going for with these. I do still like to use the white Signo as well, but depending on the illustration, these work great in addition to that. And then speaking of soft pastels, I did pick up a larger set of the Mungyo soft pastels. I before this had just a bit of a smaller set, so here is the color range. Sorry for the glare from the light, but here is the color range on this one. So lots of different colors than I had before, which has been helpful. There's 64. This is the 64 set. Can't remember what my other one was. I want to say maybe 24. So quite a few additional colors. And then I got a new pencil set. And if you have been following along on the channel, I felt pretty set with the pencil sets that I have. I had the watercolor pencils, an oil-based pencil, a wax-based pencil, and then I did fill in some of the gaps in colors with some Castle Art pastel tints, which I personally am just not a huge fan of the pastel tints. I haven't really loved those. And then I heard people talking about Holbeins and how they work and just kind of comparing them to other pencils. And they really sounded like something that I would like. And let me actually open them the right way. So I did end up picking these up. They are quite pricey to get where I'm at, especially with shipping and um, tariffs. I wanted to say taxes, but tariffs and all of that. But I did get them, and I'm super, super happy to have them in my collection now. I have to say, when I first opened the box, I was a little sad, which sounds weird. But when I first opened them and used them for the first time, I did feel a little sad because I kind of thought to myself, there's a part of me that wishes I would have just got these and not some of the other pencils in my collection. Um, they are pricier, they are harder to get a hold of, but when you think about it, the price of the other ones that I now feel like I might not use as much because I don't necessarily enjoy them as much as these, if I would have just held off and gotten these, I honestly think the color range is beautiful. Um, yeah, I don't know. Uh, I don't know if I necessarily still feel that way, but I'm really loving them so far. And yeah, they've been great. And then the pencil case was actually I bought that with my Fetch money. So if you're not familiar, I talk about this in every haul. I use an app called Fetch to scan receipts and play games. And that is how I'm able to get points that I convert to gift cards. And that is how I always fund any gift card giveaways on the channel. And then anything left over, I use towards coloring supplies to put back to the channel. So I always just like to be really transparent about that. I did do a couple different giveaways over the last few months, and so I didn't buy as many coloring supplies or books with those gift cards, but I did end up getting this pencil case with what was left over. So there are those. And then I also got some sickles, and these were a gift from my husband. So I got the crystal ones and the diamond. And I used those for the first time last month on a page, and I really like them. I think they're a great addition to kind of just my embellishment collection, I guess you could say. Um, and I really like the way that I used them on the couple of pages last month. Now, I was warned to not use them on um, double-sided pages, only single-sided, I think. Let me know if that's true down in the comments. I haven't been brave enough to go against that because I do remember hearing that somewhere. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if that is true. Okay, next are some books that were a gift, and I just realized I forgot to ask the person if I could share their name. So I will just say that this was a lovely gift from a viewer, and it's So Many Cozy Animals by Kimma Parrish. And yeah, this was a lovely gift from a viewer for my birthday, which is actually coming up, but when I'm filming this, but will have already passed when you're seeing it. And yeah, this was just so kind. Um, it was very unexpected, and I yeah, I'm kind of at a loss for words because I just think it's always so kind when somebody thinks about you and gets you something, especially off your wish list. I mean, it's so kind when somebody gets you something in general, but yeah, this was on my wish list, and they were kind enough to send it to me. So that person knows who they are. I'm so sorry I forgot to ask if I could share their name or not, but you know who you are, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you for this lovely gift. And you guys probably saw, but this is the page I marked as my favorite page in the book. I just think it's really cute with them all in the hammock. And yeah, I think this is probably also the next page that I would like to come in color. So I don't know if we'll get to that this month, but hopefully we'll get to it soon. So that's So Many Cozy Animals by Kimma Parrish. And then next is another book that you would have already seen on the channel. This was also a lovely gift from the same person. This was a gift back in, I want to say May or April, after my last haul, but quite a while ago. And yeah, that same lovely, lovely viewer saw this in the store and knows how much I love Ella Yarzenbeck. And so they picked it up and sent it to me. And yeah, I've done a page in here. I've also started a page. Here's the page that I've already finished. It's just so cute. Everybody already knows this, but I love Ella Yarzenbeck. And my daughter was very jealous about this book. She wanted her own copy too because she loves dinosaurs. But yeah, my favorite page is this one that I started in the Spend the Morning with Me Ella Yarzenbeck Day. Sorry, guys. Um, where I just kind of showed you we just kind of spent the morning together coloring, and I colored in all my Ella Yarzenbeck books, and I started this page with these two color palettes. And I'd love to come back to this one. I'm thinking if I feel like basing at some point, I'll probably come in and finish the basing this month. I don't know if I'll complete the entire page this month, but that is my favorite page in the book, so I'm looking forward to finishing that up. Next are a selection of books that my wonderful mom picked up for me while she was in Scandinavia. So some of them are books that you've seen before in the Swedish versions or other Scandinavian countries' versions. And the first one is the Kirby Roseanne's. I believe this is, yeah, the 10th anniversary edition. And it's a little bit smaller than what I am used to in the US, and it does have some exclusive pages which I knew about, and I automatically knew this was my favorite page in the book. I just think the mushroom dinosaurs is really, I don't know if cute is the right word, but I really like this page, and I think that it will be really fun to come in and color this one at some point. um, I'm just thinking like greens and browns and kind of maybe almost even like an ombre type of effect across his body, but I don't know what I'll do for the background necessarily. Um, the lighter line work, I may just do, yeah, I don't know if that I'll go in and color these individually, maybe just the darker line work. But anyways, this is my favorite page in the book. And then it's a compilation book of a bunch of different works. Now, there is this bee and tiger page. I know that's from Fragile World. I'd love to do the bee page at some point, whether it's in this book or the other one. I've done that eel page in my other one. So yeah, I like the idea of having this compilation book. I don't have any of his other compilation books. I also don't have like Anamorphia, so I don't have these illustrations elsewhere. So yeah, that is the first one that was picked up by my mom. Then the second one is this one, and I don't think I wrote down the translation, but I believe it's something about fairy tales, I want to say, by John Bowers? Not sure how to say that, but I did look up his original artwork, and this coloring book is his original art turned into a smaller format and into, just the line work so that you can color it in. And it's a very, very unique, interesting style. This is probably the most interesting book I have in my collection right now. And this is my favorite page. Yeah, I think if I remember it, it is something to do with fairy tales. So his original artwork, when I was looking him up and just kind of learning more about it, is it looked like very muted tones. So I don't know if that's something I would maybe try to emulate with color pencils or whatever mediums I end up using. But I like this page the most out of the book. So there is that one. And then again, we're still looking at the books that were picked up for me in Scandinavia by my mom. So this one is Tales from the Castle Runes by Hannah Carlzon. Now, I actually had this one pre ordered with some of the money that I got from Fetch. So I'd got some Fetch gift cards and pre-ordered this book and a few other ones on Target, but when my mom found it in Scandinavia, I decided I wanted the Swedish edition instead, so I canceled that pre-order. So I do still have a gift card to use at Target at some point, but I'm sure you all have seen this book. This is my favorite page in the book. I really just like the idea of sort of these. I mean, it is called Tales from the Castle Runes, but I like this scene of the runes with the flowers kind of growing around. Um, I'm seeing this as kind of either a night sort of scene or sunset. Surprisingly, I mean, you have the birds flying, so I feel like maybe the intention behind it was more of a day scene, but that's what I'm seeing when I see it. But yeah, like I said, a lot of you would have seen this book because it is already out, and the English edition will be coming out soon. But I like this one as well. I do really like the building runes, I think. Um, love this one. So yeah, really, really beautiful book. A little bit different, I feel like, in a way for her. You've got some good variety. This is nice. So yeah, I feel like I've heard mixed feelings about this one, but I'm really loving it, and I can't wait to get started in this one. Um, I mean, I don't have a English edition of these books to compare it to, but to me, the paper does feel a little bit different. So, anyways, that is Tales from the Castle Room by Hannah Carlzon. Next is Universe by Maria Trolle. And this is another compilation book, and there is one very specific page in here that I'm excited to recolor. It's not my favorite page, but you would have all seen recently this page that I colored in Luna, and know that I would really like to recolor it at some point. It just didn't really turn out the way that I wanted in Luna, so I'm glad I now have a second chance for that one. But my favorite page in the book is this one. I like the simplicity of this. I do really like some of her older books and the way that she would draw her flowers and kind of these circular motif type of things. So yeah, I really enjoy the simplicity of that one, but there are lots of other beautiful ones in here too. And like I said, there are a couple that I've colored in other books. This one I've colored in the book that it's originally from, but I haven't finished it, and I think it's a really, really old coloring, so it will be nice to be able to come back and color that one in my style now. So yeah, that is Universe by Maria Trolle. Next is Shooting Star by Maria Trolle, and these are all books that I just hadn't picked up yet. Was kind of waiting to see. I do like a lot of her older books a little bit more, but recently I've been seeing and being getting inspired by um, her newer books, I guess you could say. And this one is beautiful. I actually really like some of the simplicity in this one. Again, not single-sided, but that's okay. Still lots of different mediums that you could use. And this is my favorite page right now. I love the idea of kind of the sun rising, these apple trees. Might be a good one for fall because you're going to be using really, well, I will be using very warm colors, plus you have the apples. So I really love that page. That is Shooting Star by Maria Trolley. And then next I have, I don't know the actual names of these, but Fairy Tale Worlds or something like that by Maria Trolley. Again, you guys would have seen this one. I love the variety in this one for sure with all the different fairy tales I think that it gives. I always think fairy tale books give such a good variety because the illustrator can do their own interpretation of the fairy tale. And so it doesn't feel repetitive in that sense to me, anyways, because it's their own style. But then because fairy tales are so different, you get a good variety of different images. So my favorite one, and I don't know what fairy tale this is, so please let me know down in the comments. But this is my favorite one. I think that this sky could be really super cool, and I like this wintry scene with this little guy here. So yeah, I don't know because he's right here too, and I just don't know what fairy tale this is. So please let me know down in the comments. But this is my favorite page from this book. And then lastly, we have the seasonal book from Maria Trolley. And again, so this paper is a little bit different. This is a little bit more off-white than the other ones. Again, in that a little bit simpler style than her older books. And some different weight in like the line art too throughout the book, I've noticed. So yeah, I really like this one too. Again, some really beautiful different scenes and things. I saw some good ones in here for like Christmas and fall, Halloween, whatever. I like I always like her little stands. I really like this little Halloween pumpkin stand. So that, oh, I forgot to read my favorite page, which is this one, which actually is kind of a Halloween page. So yeah, this is my favorite one with the kids going trick-or-treating. Super cute. I don't know what I'll do with the background. It definitely needs some sort of background. Probably do like a border of washi tape and then some sort of night looking sky and then maybe some light effect from this light here. So yeah, that'll be a fun one to hopefully color this autumn season. And then the last one that I have that was a gift, and this wasn't from Scandinavia, but I did get this from my mom for my birthday. This is Leo, Your Cosmic Coloring Book, and the designs are by Andrea Lauren. So it has all kinds of different Leo zodiac signs. Did I pick up? Oh yeah, I did. And my favorite one in here is this one. I do kind of like patterny pages, especially if, I want to just come in with some like water-based markers or something like that. For all these little details, I could use some gel pen. So yeah, I just really liked the look of this one, and I kind of have had some ideas forming in my mind about how to make it really interesting looking. I'm seeing dark blues and gold for this page, so and I feel like kind of coloring one of those more patterny pages, I'd love to come in and do that one. Okay, so we're moving on from the gifts, and I'm going to start with some PDFs that I bought, just because obviously they're not in a book. So these are all from Mariola Budek, who is probably at this point one, if not my favorite illustrator. I've just really been loving her work, and I mean, look how beautiful her work is. That it truly is just, she's so magnificent. And I really enjoyed coloring the one PDF that I had from her. Well, the one single PDF that I have from her. I have a couple different books from her, and so I went on and bought these single PDFs, and I kind of have specific plans for these. But yeah, I just think that they're super cute and very beautiful. So I can't wait to color those from Mariola Budek. Hopefully I'm saying her name correctly. And then I have Fantasy Worlds by Emily Leadenhall Oberg. And this was another book that I got with my Fetch gift cards. I have completed a page in here, but I need to skip over that because that is for Joe at Piggy Pen's collab. And then I have a couple other pages in here started and planned. But my favorite page is not one that I have started or planned, and it's this one with the different things in the jars. I don't know, something about this page. Um, while it may seem strange to have these like animals in jars and be like, oh yeah, that's my favorite page. I don't know. I just like the idea behind it. I also think this will be a really good chance for me to color some more glass if I want to make glass jars. And I think I could do some cool stuff like inside the jars too. Like um what am I trying to say? Like I don't know, but just I have some cool ideas in my head. I'm not quite sure how to explain them. Also, who knows if they'll actualize how I think they will, but I just really like this page and it really has inspired me. Even though I don't have it planned, I'd love to get to it at some point. Again, I'm sure you have all seen this book. It is another amazing book, very thick, tons of coloring time. You have the different sections. This is also another favorite. It was kind of between this one and the other one that I chose. But yeah, lots of great pages. I always love her pastry pages like these ones. So yeah, I will show you my completed page in my August completed pages video, and hopefully I'll have at least 2 done in there by that time. Next is Starkana Wave Song. This is a book that I believe I picked up in person just when I had gone out to, I don't know, look at books or whatever. And this is by Ash Magawa. And my favorite page in this one is this mermaid. Now I have completed one in here as well that I'll try to skip over. Oh, well, you got a sneak peek, but so that will be in my August completed pages. I started that with, I don't know where it just went. Space out with alcohol marker. So yeah, I do like that you can use alcohol markers in this book, but this is my favorite page with the mermaid. And yeah, I enjoyed the page that I've colored so far, the one that I've finished, but it wasn't like my favorite page ever. So I'd like to come in and do another page in here and again, kind of just get more of a feel for maybe what mediums I like. And I think there's just kind of some color choices I didn't love. I really like this page as well, and this one. So definitely a little bit of a different illustration style compared to some other stuff that I've colored as well, but I'm liking that one so far. Next is, this one is World Heritage, A Journey Through Time. It's an Erie book. I picked this up from Pomodoro. I did an order recently, and my favorite page is this ballerina. Um, yeah, I just really like this page. I have an idea for this page already. I think that's probably part of the reason why I like it or why it's my favorite, but I'm just looking forward to getting more into my Erie books. I think I've definitely broken a little bit of the barrier with getting a page done from a different book. It's kind of built my confidence a little bit more in coming to other ones. And yeah, I have a very specific idea for this page. I don't know that the colors I really have mapped out yet, but I do have an idea for something that I want to do behind her and in the background, as well as some of the colors. So, but yeah, this is another fun, eerie book. I probably could have put these in a more of an order that made sense, but that's okay. This is RJ Hampson Fan Favorites, Volume 1, and I finished this one last month, but looking through the book, I think my favorite would have to be this Dragon with the Pumpkin. I really want to color this in the upcoming fall season. I wonder if this one, no, these pages aren't in other books. They were freebies that he sends out, which I've signed up for his newsletter, and I just realized I don't know that I'm getting it. So I might have to double check on that. But yeah, another great variety. I think just because of that reason, because this is a collection of those that he sent out over the years. Um, he's probably kind of, I would assume, sending them a little bit with the seasons. So it feels very like a good collection, a good variety. But this is my favorite one. I really want to come in and color this for the fall. I don't really have any ideas of how I want to color it, besides I usually stick to your basic orange pumpkins. So I'm sure that would kind of help determine the rest of the palette. Maybe a red dragon? I don't know. So that is Fan Favorites by R.J. Hampson. Next, I have The Way Home by Morgan O'Brien, and sorry for the glare. I usually I've been laminating the cover sheets, and then this is how I've been binding my PDF books lately. It works for me. I don't think it would work for everybody, but that's okay because they're my books. So it's all good, and it works for me, and I'm liking the way that I have them. Um, but this is actually a freebie on Morgan O'Brien's website, I believe. This whole book. So yeah, really fun there. It looks like I think I did some different paper in here. I can tell the difference, but just these simple little ones should be quick. There's a lot of good ones in here, I'm sure, for Space Timber. My favorite one is this one. I don't know what these are, so again, you'll have to let me know down in the comments what these are. But looks like a snowy scene because it looks like there's snow on the trees and it's snowing in the background. But I just thought this page was cute, and the whole book is super cute. And I think I'll be inspired a lot by the cover. The way that the cover is colored is awesome. I love those different color types and things like that. So that's The Way Home by Morgan O'Brien. Next is a book that you would have all probably seen, which is Alice in Wonderland by Joseph Kattenbang. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, but my favorite page is this one. I'm assuming this is Alice with the mask. But yeah, I don't know what color I necessarily have in my mind for this part of the mask, but the detailing, I just see gold. I just see gold. I don't know why. And I did color it that way. No, I didn't. I colored it. Oh yeah, well colored this part gold on the cover. Oops. Yeah, I hate the perforated pages. That's exactly why. But yeah, so that is my favorite page in that one. And then another book I picked up at the same time as that one is Mythographic Dragonspell by Joseph Kattenbang. You guys all have seen this one too. I have completed a page in it so far, but my favorite page is this one. I just like the idea of this almost like mermaid dragon type of thing. Now, I know already I'll struggle a little bit when it comes to coloring the water because just deciphering what is what is a little tricky. So hopefully some basing will help to kind of bring things out of the background as to what is what, and then over the top with some pencils. I love that. While I don't like that these pages are perforated, I do like that they're single-sided, so that's really nice. That is Mythographic Dragonspell. And then I have some more Mariola Budek. That's why I said I probably could have done this in a bit of a different order, but I combined my Cute Friends one with my Cute Mermaids. So I already had the Cute Friends one, and then this is my Cute Mermaids. And my favorite one is this one that I have started. So I just need to come in and do some pencil on that one. But yeah, again, really cute illustrations. Okay. Um, and then I have another Mariola Budek one. And this one I combined with some of my, maybe I just had autumn, no, I had autumn gnomes and Christmas gnomes. And then the one I picked up most recently was garden gnomes. And I colored a page in here last month, but this one is my favorite. So I'm looking forward to coloring this in the fall season, even though I have autumn gnomes too. So I'll have lots of options, but I do like this one a lot in this book. There's some of the other ones. So super cute pages. I really like the way that she draws the gnomes, and she has such a beautiful illustration style. So that one was Garden Gnomes. I have another PDF book, but this one, oh wait, let's jump to this one because I do have one more Mariola Budek. So this one is Cute Autumn. So I have lots of autumn books to color in by Mariola Budek. Now this one's a little bit different. It doesn't have the grayscale, which I don't know if I just didn't notice that when I bought it. And the line work is quite darker. So I would have to say this one probably isn't, I don't like this one as much as the other ones. I'm not sure why it seems like it changed up so much. Um, I mean, the line art is so much thicker. So this is my favorite one, though. I think this is definitely the one that um, caused me to really want to get the set. I couldn't find this one by itself, if I'm remembering right. So sometimes you can buy her PDFs by themselves, but yeah, quite thicker line art and not a grayscale version. When you download her PDF books, there's usually a couple different options. There's like a lighter grayscale, a darker grayscale, and maybe like a sepia or something like that. And I don't think this one had that either. So, yeah. Anyways, I really hope that that's not how she plans on doing them moving forward, that maybe this is just a one off, because I don't necessarily like the thicker, darker line art without the grayscale. All right, and then next, like I said, another PDF book. This is Luna Sanctuary by Women Sage or Christie. And you would have all seen this book, but my favorite is, and I did, obviously, I got the digital version, but my favorite is actually the title page. I love this title page. I think that it is so, so, so beautiful. So I'm looking forward to coming in and coloring this one at some point. I have started another one in here as well that I'm hoping to get done this month, but that title page would be great to come and do at some point. All right, next I have a couple of books by Kay Camaro. So I picked these up at Barnes and Noble. This one is Mermaid City, and this one was actually damaged. As you can see here, it's just that back page, so none of the actual pages that you color are damaged. But I did ask them if they had another copy, and they didn't. So I asked if they would do a discount for this one, and they agreed, which I thought was really nice of them. So to get a little bit of a discount on this one. Um, you guys have already heard me talk about this, but I cannot get it out of my head how similar Kay Camaro and um, Kimma Parrish are. In fact, you know what? We're going to do this real quick. Bear with me because I've never actually put two of their books side by side, and I want to see if what they look like side by side. So I have them both out now. Let's just take a look. Does seem like maybe Kimma Parrish has a little bit more, well, not always, a little bit more detail. I just think they look so similar. And yes, I know that they're not the same person. You don't need to tell me that down in the comments. I know. But it's just so similar. And it's so interesting. And then I believe it's Kay Camaro that has, maybe not in this one, but oh yep, special thanks to Kimma Parrish. So I need to know the connection. I need to know the connection. I mean, I can see the difference, but I don't know that if you took one of their books and like removed any other like the covers or anything like that, that would kind of give away who it was. If I was just looking at the illustrations, if I would be able to tell you who it was by. I really don't know. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they're friends. I know they don't live in the same area, but they could still be friends. Anyways, back to this one. My favorite page is this crab. Just thought this was cute with the sweets. I don't know how I would color it though. I don't really have any ideas for it. I just honestly thought it was cute. But I also don't think it's the first page I'll come in and color in this book. I'd like to try alcohol markers in this book because it is single-sided. That is one thing about K Camaros is that they're single-sided and Kimber Parishes are not. So that is Mermaid City. And then the other one I picked up by her is Summerween, which I thought this was just a fun, um, some of these, like, I would say the Kate Camaro books, oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. The Kate Camaro books, I don't like as much as the Kim and Parrish books, even though they're a little bit, or even though they are similar to each other. There's something about the Kate Camaro ones I don't like as much, but I do really like them, and I really liked the theme of this one, especially. And now, I was kind of talking to myself yesterday as I was prepping for this video, thinking, why do the pumpkins look like watermelons? But that makes a lot of sense seeing the cover. So, um, yeah, I just like the theme of this one. I think it's fun to have kind of Halloween summer pages. So, yeah, cute illustrations. I think I like this one a little bit more than the mermaid one. And I love this page. This is definitely my favorite page in the book. The ghost having a popsicle sitting on the beach. So it would be fun to come in and color this one. I mean, I don't think I'll get it done before the summer season, but hey, it works for Halloween too. So I think it will be fine. And then I have a couple of other Eerie books. Again, I didn't really think out the order of this video very well, but these are also part of the same order from Pomodoro. So this is the Fairy Tales one. I can't remember the exact translation, but I'm sure you guys have seen it. I'm really happy I finally got this one in my collection. I actually like it a lot more in person than all the flip throughs that I've watched. And I think just having seen the flip throughs, I was like, I don't know if I want it. I don't know if I want it. And so I'm really glad that I actually did finally get it because I love it a lot more than I even thought that I would. So my favorite page is this one. So yeah, I love this one. I don't know what I'll do for the background, but I just think it looks like a really fun page. Maybe do them in, yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily have an idea for that one yet, but it's probably my favorite page in the book. So that is the Eerie Fairy Tales book. And then I have the Eerie, this one is a world travel, a walking trip through my favorite places is what I have it translated as. And my favorite page in this one is this page. And I have a really clear idea for what I want to do with this page. But the challenge is I have something that I want to add to the sky. That's a whole nother challenge. But I do see that she has tried to kind of put in the reflection of the mountains. I really would love to be able to nail that. So if anybody has any suggestions for tutorials or things where people have done something similar, kind of step by step tutorials to really get that reflection from water, that would be really helpful because I don't think, even though this is my favorite page in the book, I don't think I will tackle it until I feel very confident that I can nail that reflection. Um, but yeah, I love that page. So let me know if you know of any tutorials. I have a lot of pages in this book. Like, I don't know what it is about me and lemons, but I just really like to color them. Um, there's so many different pages in this book. You can really color it any time of the year. Such a good variety. So, yeah, that is that one. And then the final book that I have to show you is one that I kind of picked up on a whim, and it's Inklings. I really did not think I would get this book, but I've seen all of you guys page hopping in it, which I have not tried. Oops. Well, now I can't remember which page I had that on. So I have not tried the page hopping thing yet, but I don't know. Just seeing everybody color in this, I was like, yeah, the little wins, I can see why they might be fun. I don't know. I don't color in small victories very often, but I've been trying to a little bit more. Um, so yeah. Anyways, let's see if we can find the page that I had marked. Sorry about that, but I know it was like one of I think it was this one. This B page. I just like the simplicity of it. I like that it doesn't feel like it needs a background. I feel very good about just coming in and coloring the line art. So, yeah, that'll be fun. Maybe do some like matching sort of pages here. Yeah, so that is Inklings by Johanna Basford, and that is the last book that I have to show you guys today. So, yeah, that's everything that I picked up over the last couple of months, and I do have my stash video coming up for autumn where I just kind of look through all my books and find inspiration for autumn or fall pages. We'll be looking for some Space Timber pages, some Halloween pages. So I'm looking forward to that and hopefully finding some in some of these newer books as well, especially the ones that are not colored in. But yeah, that's everything I picked up over the last few months. Let me know what your favorite book is that I've added to my collection and why it's your favorite. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Happy coloring, everybody. Bye.